What's up everybody, my name is Darth Jeswick and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm messing around with the terrain tools. I wanted to build a house that was sitting up on a little bit of a hill, so I'm just using the smoothing tool to kind of like flatten everything out and make sure that it like kind of blends into the yard so that it doesn't look like a cliff, kind of like how it looks like now, so it just kind of looks very smooth and rounded, and you can still see like the grass and do all the terrain paint and then normal paint things. This house was very skinny to start out with. I didn't really know how big it needed to be. We do have quite a large family living here. It's 5 Sims and their dog, yeah. So throughout the video you'll see me kind of making everything bigger and wider in order to accommodate all these Sims that we have here. I just wanted to use these like growing together windows. I think they're pretty nice, but I don't really ever use them that often. I'm also using a craftsman style window from the growing together expansion pack for the bottom window in the front. I wanted to use like a lot of brick and then have like a really nice green siding. It's kind of Christmassy, but you know, that's okay. We wanted to have like a little garage over here off to the right of the house. I wanted to put like a basketball hoop out there because the kids that we have here, just for something like an activity for them to do, and I don't really ever use the basketball hoops, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to do that. And the reason why I don't use the basketball hoops that often is because they tend to just use them constantly. Like they're totally glitched and your Sims will just like stop taking care of themselves to go play basketball, and then their needs will get really low and they're just like playing basketball because they just didn't want to stop, or they just stopped whatever they were doing and, you know, ran off to go play basketball. It's weird. I don't know why that happens. I wish they would tune it a little bit so that that doesn't happen, because I've almost had Sims die of that before because it was like winter and they went outside to play basketball and I didn't notice because I had a large family, and they almost froze to death because they were in their athletic wear in the snow for like hours. Like I don't even know how long that they were out there, but it was like a really long time that they were just standing outside playing basketball. So hopefully that doesn't happen to your Sims or my Sims while I'm playtesting here, but I don't think it'll happen. And if it does, you can just delete the basketball hoop. It's no big deal. I more so put it in there for the aesthetic, really. We're just going to ignore the back of the house. It does kind of look a little ugly, just because of where I had to put the bathrooms, and I didn't put windows in the bathrooms because I just think that windows in the bathroom kind of look weird sometimes, and I couldn't find like the right window to put in the bathroom, so I just like didn't put one. Originally, I was going to use this like brick pathway throughout the whole yard, and then I was just like, this is just too much brick. So I ended up changing it to just like a regular sidewalk stone, and that seemed to break it up a little bit because we do have like a brick foundation, brick house. You know, it was just a lot, and I thought it looked better with the other tile anyway. I'm just doing a little bit of landscaping here on the front, getting in some of these ferns, and I was thinking about putting a big tree here, but then I ended up just going with a small shrub. I didn't want it to block too much of the front yard from those big windows that we have in the front, because I wanted you to be able to see out. And also we put a like a little couch love seat on the porch, and I wanted your Sims to be able to like sit on there and like watch as the cars go by. Because we do have an elderly Sim, and I feel like that's something that elderly Sims like to do a lot, is they just like to sit on their porch and like do some knitting and watch as the other people pass by. We are moving on to the backyard. We do have a kid in this household, so I wanted to make sure that he had some activities. I put a swing set and a monkey bar set outside, and then I just did a bunch of sand in the backyard. I also wanted to use the stuff from the new kit, the Modern Luxe kit, and I think it is such a nice one. I think a simmer actually helped with this. I can't remember the name currently, but they did such an amazing job with like stuff that we desperately needed in the game. Like I love the Leafa Lerb little statue thing that we got, the little pillows that like sit on the floor. Those are just gorgeous, and that's something that we don't have in like the base game or any other pack for that matter, because it's just not something that people think of. But like modders and people who create custom content like to do those like little pillows and like the blankets that can go over like anything, like a chair or like a bed. Like I've seen like little Dika do that a lot. And it's just so cool that we actually have something like that in a pack now. I also used the frame TV, which is super cool. It's very expensive. It's like $4,000 simoleons. But it actually looks like a picture and then it turns into a TV, which is really cool because it's nice for like spaces like this where you're trying to make it look like really fancy and you're not about to have like a bunch of electronics just sitting everywhere. And this family is a little bit extravagant, so we've got a lot of nice stuff in here, and that I love it. And the texture of these chairs are so cool. They look so plush, and I love that too. As well as like the detailing, it just looks so cool. Like these chairs are incredible. I love the legs on them. I like how I just love everything about this pack, really. We've got like a new plant. The bookcase that's over in the left side, that is new from the kit. We don't really have a lot of bookcases like that. I decided to go with the blue wallpaper with the gold detailing. I thought that it just broke up the black and white that I've been sticking with, or the black and gold. And I did carry that through to the kitchen and the dining room. And I feel like I'm really horrible at decorating dining rooms because I'm just like, I don't really know what to put in here. But I found a couple of hutches and put them in this little like bump out here in the corner just to take up some space because it was really big for a dining room and I didn't know what else to do with it. I also use a lot of the Maximalist decor kit just to fill in some of the nicer things that we have here. Moving on to the kitchen though, I'm using these base game counters in like a dark brown. This is probably one of my favorite base game counters if I'm being totally honest. Like I like the grains on the wood detailing, and if you're like a chef, most likely you're gonna have like a butcher block countertop in your house. I know I do. Just because it's easier to just like cut a pizza on the butcher block than it is to just like get out a cutting board and cut it on the cutting board, in my experience though. And if you're dealing with like bread or dough a lot, like we make homemade pizzas and I make some homemade dough or like cinnamon rolls every once in a while, and it's just easier to like roll out dough on the wood than it is on like our tile countertop. And we actually used to have like tile countertops, like from the 70s, but we replaced them because we went to the thrift store and got a couple of like nice like fake marble countertops, and then we went to Home Depot and got a couple of like small butcher blocks for like not that bad of a price. I think they were on sale when we bought them. And then we like repurposed some cabinets from Goodwill or something like that too. I know we like to go to like the thrift stores in our area because they have some really nice stuff sometimes. Just putting in some clutter here in the kitchen. I wanted to have this like little chalkboard. I thought that was really cute, and it's something in the base game that I never really use. Along with some aprons. We do have a dog, so I have to remember to put in some like food bowls. I don't think I put them in until like the very end because I did kind of forget. Like even though I have like my script sitting like next to me when I'm like playing so that I can write things down, I still forgot about the dog. The dog is a bull terrier named Fabio. He is stubborn, friendly, and loyal. He's pretty cute. I've never played with like a bull terrier in the game, and I really don't do a lot of gameplay, like even on my own time. I usually just build, especially when I'm like trying to create content, because it's easier for me to do like builds than it is for me to do some gameplay content right now. Moving on to the patio though, we've got some base game furniture just for the chairs and the table, and some Desert Lux bar and the matching grill to go along with it. I put a couple of planters out here. I also put a couple like alongside the house over there by the fireplace, like along the walkway that goes out to the front yard. And then I also added a Desert Lux fan out here. It's always nice to have like a fan on these patios. Like it doesn't really do anything for gameplay, it's just more for like looks than anything, but I still like to think that it helps your Sims. I didn't do much to the front patio. I just added a perfect patio love seat there and then just kind of called it good. Added a couple plants. But we are moving on to the boys' room. The boys actually share a bedroom because their grandmother moved in. The boys' names are Jaren, he is a teen boy. He has the admired icon aspiration, which makes him relatable as his bonus trait. His other traits are active and foodie. He likes cooking and mischief. He has a supportive family dynamic with his father, Romeo. And the child's name is Isaac. He has the slumber party animal aspiration from growing together. His trait is a geek. He only has one trait right now because he's just a child. He has a couple of likes, video gaming and singing. I like giving my Sims like a couple little like backstory things, especially when I'm doing like these houses and building. I just think it makes it easier to design a house when you have like an idea of like the Sims that are going to be living there. The last details I added to the boys' room were some sports clutter and just some like dirty clothes on the floor. And then we moved on to Grandma's room. I forgot that we had a bathroom in here initially, so I had to like go in and replace like everything and just move it over a little bit. But I wanted her room to have a rocking chair in it to do her knitting. Her name is Shirley Pittman. She is the grandma. She has the big happy family aspiration. Her traits are childish, loves the outdoors, and she is family oriented. She likes knitting and gardening. I thought it'd be fun to have a couple of these new little pillows like on the floor next to her grandma's bed, as well as putting one of these like on the chair. She does kind of glitch through it a little bit when she sits down, but you know, it still looks pretty good, I think. I also added a little knitting basket. I did give her one to just put in her inventory so she can just like leave that one on the floor and have it make it look like decorations. And then I also gave her her own shower and bathroom. I wanted her to have just like the regular like walk-in shower from Snowy Escape. You know, she's older. She doesn't want to step up into a bathtub anymore. You know, she could slip and fall. You know, we don't want that. Of course, it doesn't actually matter because it's The Sims, but you know, we can go with that storyline if we want to. I kind of have to put things on the back of toilets now because I'm afraid that Sims will like put plates on them. That happens a lot in my 100 Baby Challenge save. I'm assuming it's probably happening everywhere since they added slots to the backs of toilets. And nothing is worse than going into the bathroom and having a bunch of rotting plates just sitting on the back of the toilet. Your Sims get really uncomfortable. They don't like it. It's just weird. I don't know why it keeps happening, but it keeps happening to me. We are moving on to the parents' bedroom though. Jayla Pittman is the daughter of Shirley. She has the inner peace aspiration, which gives her a spa membership card as a bonus trait. She is active, loyal, and clumsy. She likes wellness and writing. Her husband's name is Romeo Vital. He didn't change his name, and he didn't want Jayla to change her name. I just think it's cool. They just like hyphenated. He has the soulmate aspiration, which makes him alluring as his bonus trait. He is also romantic, a goofball, and a perfectionist. He likes mixology and handiness. So that's why we had the bar downstairs, and I also put the handiness table in the garage when I get to that. Oh, and I also gave them a hot tub on the back patio. I thought that that was fun also because I never really use the hot tubs. We only have like 2 nice ones, and they're from like a stuff pack, so I just don't ever find myself using them. And I really didn't do a whole lot to decorate the porch. I just grabbed a couple of planters and put like actual bushes in them from like the landscaping category and not like actual plants that you can grow. I added the flower arranging table in the garage as well, just for another activity for Grandma to do. I built this on the Optimist Outlook lot in Newcrest. It's a 40 by 30 lot. I gave it a couple of lot traits. It's got great soil, it's a study spot, and it's also a private dwelling, which means that Sims won't like come up to your door all the time and like knock. And I think that's a little bit nice to have some privacy. I also added a fabricating table and recycler into the garage because we have the reduce and recycle lot challenge, which means that the outdoor trash cans are no longer infinite, and you have to actually like dig through them and like pull out the stuff and recycle it, which is nice. And then you can like fabricate like a whole bunch of stuff like beds, decorations, chairs, tables. It's so cool. We ended up with 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms for about 115,955 simoleons. And even though I was trying to only stick to a couple of packs, I used about 42. I'm so sorry. I feel like I always set out to do these like super limited pack builds, and then I always end up failing. I'm really bad at doing that, and I need to get better at doing like just a few packs per build. This is the back walkway. Grandma's just doing some planting, and the dog is just running around, going everywhere. This is the living room. We're going to go into the dining room here. I think these hutches are from university. We've also got a couple of paintings from Growing Together. It's like a cluster of paintings. I really like that. We don't have a lot of like gallery paintings like that. This is the kitchen. We've got a couple of lunch boxes here. I thought it would be fun to have one size down a little bit to make it look like it was like the teen and the child's lunch boxes together. This is the child's room and the back patio here. As always, you can find all of my builds on the gallery at Darth_Jeswick, just like it appears here on YouTube. The build is just called Optimus Outlook on my gallery, and the family is just the Pittman family. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button because it really helps out, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye everyone!